we are going to finish up our header section. So under the nav, so we just completed the navigation bar. So now under our nav tag, go ahead and press enter or return. And this is an easy way to add a div with a class. So just put the dot and then row, because that is going to be the class name that we're going to give this part. And now you see you have an open div and a closing div. Go ahead and press enter right there. So now we're going to give this div a class called row, which we will use to style. And then we're going to give the first column of our row, again, let's do dot call dash, not call first, we're going to organize it by header, so dot header dash call dash 1, so that's like column 1 of the header, enter, and then there's a div. And so in the first column we're going to do an H1. H1 gives it a title. The title, for me, I'm going to put Baltimore Ravens, and I'm going to put space best defense of all time. Just like that. Okay. So now if you check out the website, I got Baltimore Ravens, best defense of all time. Sweet. Okay. And then let's go ahead and put a paragraph. We can go just press the P and enter. So we have the open tag and closing tag, and then their stadium is M&T Bank Stadium. All right. And then we can save that. And then we got the 2 lines. All right, so also what I'm wanting to do is I want Baltimore Ravens on one line and then the best defense of all time on the next. So an easy way to do that is I got Baltimore Ravens, and then I can add a break tag. So that's BR. Just like that. Save. And now it added a break to the line. Okay? And then I'm going to want a different color for Ravens and M&T Bank Stadium. So I'm going to add a span tag. And you see you got the open tag and closing tag right here. Go ahead and put Ravens right in between that. I cut it, Command X, and then Command V, paste it back in there. And then also here I could do span. And now let's put the M&T Bank, Command X, inside of the span and save. All right, so there is our column 1, and now we're going to create our column 2. Under column 1, let's actually wrap that so that we could be a little bit more specific. Dot header dash text, so we can style the text specifically. And take this closing tag and put it under the paragraph. And we can tab, and you want to nest. So this straight line, no, highlight those, and then you can tab it in there so that it's nesting. Nesting makes it a lot easier to read and organize. So we got header column 1 right here, and we got our header text right there. So now 2 divs down, enter. We're going to do dot header column 2, boom, and enter. And simply in this, we're going to put an image. IMG, and this one is going to be images, and this one will be the Baltimore logo that I have. And then here I can put logo. Okay, and save. All right, so that's what it looks like for right now. Boom and boom. So now let's add our styles to this section, to this area, to the row. Okay, so right here, that was our nav bar styles. We can copy that and go down. And now let's do header styles. And what we're going to start off with is the row. You can copy. You know what? Again, just to make it specific, let's, under container, let's go boom, boom, nav bar, and right here, end of nav bar. Good. Just so it's organized and you know where things are at. There's our nav bar. This is the end of the nav bar. And now we're working on our header part. Okay. So I copied the row. I'm going to put a dot because it's a class. I guess I didn't copy it. But let's go row, curly braces, enter. So now what we want is display flex because we want the items to be side by side. Very good. And then justify content, space between, very good. And then flex wrap. And let's let it wrap. Save. So now we have both items on either side. Very good. Next, we're going to focus on header column 1. So we can do Command C. And what we want, remember the dot, paste, curly braces, what we want for header column 1 is we want the flex or the space that it uses, flex basis, to be 50%. So 50% of the page. There we go. And then for the, we can copy this whole thing. For our header column 2, we also want it to be 50%. Save. So half the page, half the page. Okay. We want in header column 2, you can copy that, paste it. We're going to focus on the IMG. And we want the width to be 100%. We want the full picture in there. It's full size, right there. So I want this actually to go up more. So for my header column 2, I can go margin top and then do negative 135 px. And you can adjust it as you wish based off of your picture. My picture, I want it to go up a little bit more. Good. Okay. So now I want to target my header text. So I can copy that to make sure it's the exact same spelling. Boom, curly braces, enter. And then we're gonna get some margin top here. And I want 20%. As you can see how close it is to that logo. I want it to come down a bit. So I'm gonna save. And now see that I dropped it down. That's margin top right here. And then let's make the font size a little bigger. Font size 25px. Save. So I get a little larger. Nice. So now, copying this, paste, focusing on the paragraph, curly braces. I want the paragraph font size also to be adjusted to be 25px. Save. And now my header, boom, H1, curly braces. I want font size to be bigger, and that's 45px. Boom. Those are much larger. All right. Let's add some margin to the top. 20px. Save that. So now I have some space. And that looks good right there. Okay, and so last one, I said I wanted to change the color a bit, right? I can paste that here, and the span, remember I put span around Ravens and M&T Bank. We're gonna do color. I want it to be the Ravens color that I had picked. Save, good, boom, boom. And then I wanted to give it a little bit of pop, so I'm gonna add text shadow. Text shadow, and let's go negative 0.5px, and then 0.5px. And so this is the vertical radius, horizontal radius, and then 1px for the blur radius, and then the color I want it to blur in. And it's going to be 5, 9, 4, F96. All right, and then I could save it. So you see how you have a little pop to it. So negative for this one would be to the left. Positive for this one would be going down. You see it's going to the left and it's going down. All right, good. And I think I actually repeated myself. See how I already put header text, font size 25px? I don't need to specify the paragraph. So I can actually delete that and then save, and it's still the same size. Good. Good, good, good. Remember, coding, you don't want to be repeating yourself. Okay, so I'm going to minimize that just so you see all of the header styles right there, just so you can see it, making sure you have everything in. If there was an error somewhere, and then right here, this is our full header. Good. All right, so that's it for the header section. Very good. Hope yours looks awesome. You may need to do a little adjustments to the actual pictures that you have. You may not need to bring it up or down, but there you go. Next video will be adding the about section.